Hello, this is the Happy Vanas Pokemon podcast with your hosts Dan and Nick. We talk about everything Pokemon. And today we're going to talk about some honorable mention cards that we liked from last week that we didn't get to.
Yeah.
Uh, we also
We'll also be opening a pack and giving away the code, but we'll explain the details to that later.
Woohoo!
And we're also going over the Zacian starter deck.
Yeah, now the Zacian starter deck is it's a good deck for Rebel Clash. So we're gonna get started with our honorable mentions. You want to go first, Nick, or you want me to go first?
Sure,
Today?
I'll go first because
Okay.
I started off first.
Okay.
So my first honorable mention is Solgaleo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing Solgaleo when he was new. He was the first competitive deck that I made, and he's just super cool looking. He's a steel lion.
Nice. He's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Venusaur because he's a classic, of course, and everybody loves Venusaur. You know, from Bulbasaur to Ivysaur to Venusaur.
Bulbasaur is number one.
Yeah, and he is the first Pokemon in the original Pokemon set. I liked playing him back in the day when he was in the base set. I liked playing him from one of the other sets when he had Jungle Totem.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, I got to throw him in there. He also is, I think he's being competitively played because he's in a tag team. I want to say
The
where
Venusaur
he's
Celebi?
the Venusaur Celebi.
Oh, I know there's another.
No,
there's also Venusaur Snivy.
The Venusaur Snivy is the
Yeah.
one that's being competitively played.
Yeah.
But that's why I'll go with Venusaur.
Yeah, I see. I like Alolan Ninetales, but there's it's a cool Pokemon because they did a good job remastering the Ninetales because it still has its original look, just like a different color and a little bit of a different design. I don't know how much I like it having two types, but it's just cool that it's there, you know.
Right, it's water and it's fairy.
And I played it when it was in Guardians Rising, the water one. I played that for a while. That was a ton of fun. And Ninetales is just a real cool card all around.
Yeah, and another classic that didn't get mentioned was Charizard.
Well, Charizard's overrated in my book.
But he's still classic. I mean, the original one, he was knocking Pokemon out with one hit. He was the one
Yeah.
and everybody loves Charizard. I mean, there's no doubt that Charizard should still be on the list as at least an honorable mention. Because he's being played a lot right now as the tag team. The Charizard.
There's Charizard Reshiram and Charizard Braxton, I believe.
Yeah, I think.
I could be saying Braxton wrong though. It's that
I think they're
weird
both
fox thing.
Yeah, I think they're both being played. So, but that's
Yeah.
on my honorable mention list.
So my last honorable mention is actually Ditto.
Oh, Ditto, that's a good one.
Yeah, because Ditto, he's cool. I mean, I like the Prism because he could evolve into anything.
Still being played, right?
Yeah, I think he gets a lot of play. And the idea behind Ditto is really cool, how he can just transform into another Pokemon, although he's just a blob.
Yeah, that's a good one. My last one is Tapu Lele.
Oh yeah, Tapu Lele was a force to be reckoned with.
Man, he had a lot of play. He did a lot of damage real quick. But he's out of rotation now, but I still got to mention him. So
yeah, always.
So there's our list. I got Tapu Lele, Charizard, and Venusaur, and you have.
I have Solgaleo, Alolan Ninetales, and Ditto.
All right, so there's our honorable mention, and now we're gonna get into our pack. And what we do is we open a pack, and as most people know, when you open a pack, you get a code card, and then you get 15 Pokemon cards.
10, 11, including.
Oh, sorry, 11. Yeah.
There's 10 additional game cards.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is, what we like to do is we like to guess the energy type before we open the pack. So what we're gonna do is we're not gonna tell you the energy, but guess it down in the comments, and whoever guesses correctly, we'll send the code to.
And we're gonna give our guesses, and we just won't let you know if we're right or not. You'll just have to wait and find out. And we will post, or either let you know next week which was right. So the way it works is you take your cards, and you go from the Pokemon side, the blue side with the Pokeball on it, and you count out 4 four cards off the top, and then you put those four on the bottom of the pile of cards. And I'm gonna go with water today.
I think it's grass.
All right, let's see what it is. Okay, well that's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
And now our first Pokemon is
A Morgurm.
Morgurm.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Well, and what does he do?
So he has Bite for 1 Darkness Energy, and it does 30 damage. And then he also has a False Surrender. It does 60 for 1 Darkness and 2 Colorless. And this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. So, pretty classic card.
Yeah, so he's a Darkness Pokemon. What's his retreat cost? Retreat cost of 2.
He's a Stage 1.
He's a Stage 1.
90 HP.
90 HP, very interesting Pokemon. Nice. Yep. Nice picture. Very good.
Yeah, next we got Medicham.
Medicham, he's also
another
Stage
1. Fighting, 110 HP. His first attack for 1 fighting energy is Yoga Kick, does 40 damage, and it's not affected by weakness or resistance.
Okay, he's a good one.
And then its second attack is Psychic, so it's 3 colorless, and it does 60 damage, and it does 20 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon.
And like 3 colorless, that means you could put whatever kind of energy you want. You could put fairy energy or any energy that you really want. Any type is fine.
Next we got the Pokeball, which is a trainer, and it just lets you flip a coin and search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and putting into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So, a pretty basic trainer. I mean,
I really like the art on that new Pokeball, though.
It does look cool. Too bad it doesn't see a lot of play.
Yeah, and now this is a pack of Rebel Clash that we are going through.
Oh yeah, we probably should have said that earlier.
So
well though.
Just to go through, we're just going through all the cards.
Yeah. Next we got a Shinx. It has 60 HP, electric type, and for 1 electric energy, its attack is under pressure. It does 10, and if your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, this attack does 50 more damage.
Definitely a basic Pokemon there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Luxio is getting play still. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure on that either.
Then we got a Sandygast, psychic type with 80 HP. Sneaky placement, and you can put 1 damage counter on your opponent's Pokemon.
Well, that's good. That would be good in a spread deck. If you're spreading out the damage.
I mean, it's not the best card that you
definitely not the best card for a spread. But if you're starting off and you're trying to build a spread deck and you have that, I don't think it'd be competitive necessarily. But I think it'd do some as a starter card.
Yeah, it's cheap.
It's a cheap card to start. And if you're using like a Professor Elm or something, there you go. It could help you out, get it out quick.
Elm's Lecture.
Elm's Lecture, yeah.
No, that wouldn't work because this is 80 HP.
Oh, is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 60.
It's all
right.
So next we got a Rolycoly, 70 HP fighting type, and for 1 colorless energy, it does Ram for 10 damage, and that's it.
Okay. Not so exciting there.
No. Then we got a Stunky, 70 HP, darkness, a basic Pokemon. It does Poison Gas for 2 colorless, 10 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned.
Oh, well, if you're playing a poison deck, that could help you out, get you started on that poison route.
Next, we got a Clefairy. Ooh, a Psychic Clefairy instead of Fairy Clefairy.
Yeah, Clefairy's usually, he's usually Fairy. Now, back in the day when he was in base set, he was just normal.
Right?
Yeah, he was normal or colorless.
Yeah.
But now he's Psychic, so.
60 HP, and he has Shining Fingers. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. And then he could use a magical shot to do 10 damage for 1 psychic energy.
Okay.
Oh, we got a reverse hollow Sonia.
And that's a trainer.
Yeah.
And Sonia's a trainer supporter, and you're only allowed to play 1 supporter per turn. So
I like the new reverse hollow. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's a nice looking card.
And
okay.
It lets you search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 basic energy and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
Oh, that could be a good card down the road.
Yeah. And then, we got a Toxtricity V.
And very nice.
He is seeing a lot of play.
A lot of play.
I think he's meta right now.
Yeah, he could be.
He's electric, 210 HP, does Poison Jab, it does 20, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. And for 2 electric energy and 1 colorless, it does Electric Riot, which is 90. And if your opponent's active Pokemon is poisoned, this attack does 90 more damage.
Awesome. awesome card.
Quite devastating.
Yeah, so Toxtricity V, he is a basic Pokemon also, so like Nick was saying, a lot of play out of him. Seen a lot of play out of that card, so we'll see where it places later on down the road in tournament and stuff. But
good pull.
Yeah, good pull. And so what we're gonna do? So you guys guess what type of energy we had, and whoever guesses the correct energy first will get the code card. And the code card is for your online card game, your Pokemon online card game. You enter the code online, and then it'll give you a pack online. So then you can open a pack online to play the game. Now, if you want to play the game online and you want to play against one of us, we're at our our thing is
Our username.
Our username is Happy Vanna. So feel free to look us up. And
aren't there some numbers though too?
Are there some numbers for us for Happy Vanna?
I'm not sure.
We will.
We're checking it right now.
We're checking it right now to see. I don't think so.
Neither of us really know where to look, but we're figuring out. Don't worry.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Yeah.
But we do play a lot. I do play a lot online. Nick plays a lot online.
Yeah.
So we're usually there.
I'll put our username in the description of the video and the SoundCloud video link or whatever.
Yeah, we'll get it to you so that you guys can play against us. And if you need cards or something too, we always have a lot of extras. And you know, when you start, you'll start with some starter decks, and you can go from there.
Yeah, set up a trade.
Yeah, it's a good way to also learn how to play the game more than just
when you can.
Anything else. It really helps you learn how to play the game and the way the cards are played and stuff. So, therefore, we are going to go ahead and move into the
Zacian starter deck.
Starter deck, yeah. And like I was saying before, this is a great way to start playing with a starter deck. If you never played before and you want to get into it, you know, get starter decks and learn from a starter deck. This Zacian one is your most current. The one that goes against it is Zamazenta. So the two are kind of battling against each other. Yeah, they're the two that'll battle against each other. There are other starter decks, and in future podcasts we'll talk about some of those other starter decks.
Maybe a few competitive decks even.
Maybe even a few competitive decks that we're going to throw out there. But today we're going to go through this so that people can start learning how to more play the game online and with real cards, because it is a lot of fun, and you really have a good time once you learn how to play properly, and once you learn how to build decks and make your deck better. So you can take this Zacian deck that we're going to go through today, and you can build it into maybe even some kind of competitive deck.
Yeah, or at least a faster moving deck than what they give you.
Okay, so here we're going to start with the first card in the deck list,
which is a Hawlucha.
A Hawlucha, and what he has is Windfall for 1 colorless energy. You shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 5 cards.
So that's not bad.
That's definitely not bad. I mean, if you're stuck, you're energy locked or supporter locked, which means that's all you have in your hand. It's a great way to get new cards into your hand.
Yeah, 90 HP isn't bad either.
Yeah, or if you have no cards in your hand at all, you've dropped yourself to no cards.
Well, then you're really in a good spot if you.
Yeah. So then he has a second attack. It's called Speed Attack, and that is does 30 damage, and that's all it does. He's weak to electric.
And resistant to fighting, which is odd because he's a colorless.
Resistant to fighting, yeah. Usually colorless are weak to fighting. So that's our first Pokemon.
They run 2 copies of him in the Zacian starter deck.
Yeah.
So next on the list is P-Dove.
Right.
And P-Dove.
He's a basic Pokemon.
Yeah, basic, has 60 HP.
Also colorless.
Yes. And his first attack, Chirp, 1 colorless energy. And search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon with fighting resistance. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Then shuffle your deck.
So now there's that. I guess that's why the other Pokemon is in there, because he has fighting resistance, which we just talked about. So does P-Dove. He has fighting resistance also. So that's why that particular card is in there. So you play him first. You put the 1 energy on. You get your 2 Pokemon out that have fighting resistance.
Yeah, he's there to help you set up. And then he can also do, for 2 colorless energy, Razor Wing, which does a flat out 20 damage.
20 damage. And then he's weak to
Electric
and resistant to
fighting.
And then his retreat cost is 1. So he's basic Pokemon.
He's good to help you set up if you get him early.
And this deck is running 3 P-Doves in it right now. So so it should help you get that out early and get you started with that. And then our next one is probably going to be the evolution to P-Dove, which is Tranquill, which is a stage 1, and he evolves from P-Dove.
80 HP.
Yep, another normal type or colorless Pokemon. And then he has 2 attacks, and they're all colorless energy. He has Razor Wing for 2 energy that does 40, when P-Dove had Razor Wing also, but
a weaker version. Only did 20.
Only did 20.
Half the damage.
Yeah.
Same amount of energy.
Same amount of energy, correct. And then he has Gust that has 3 energies, 3 colorless energies for 60.
So it's a decent card. It's also resistant to fighting, so that might really help you setting up the P-Dove into the Tranquill.
Right.
Another weakness to electric, and we run 3 copies of the Tranquill in this deck as well.
All right. So now we'll move on to the next one, and I'm sure it's going to be the next evolution.
Unpheasant.
He's a stage 2.
What a cool looking Pokemon.
Definitely cool looking. And it looks like he's very regal.
Yeah.
He has 150 HP, also colorless or normal type.
The art is actually the male version, and then the female version is a lot less like colorful looking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. So, one of the things we didn't really talk about is they have and underneath all the pictures they have a Pokemon number, and this is number 521. It's a proud Pokemon. The height is 3 foot 11 inches, and the weight is 63.9 pounds.
So, what? It's number 520. It's number 518 through 521. Yes, because there's 3.
Right.
We only run.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, it has to be
519.
519.
Right.
My math is off.
To 521. So, and we run 2 of these in this deck, I'm pretty sure.
Yep,
yeah, this
2.
deck has 2. So, and then its first attack costs 2 energies, and it's called Daunt. It does 50 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attacks do 50 less damage before applying weakness or resistance.
Well, that could really help if you're stuck with like no cards. It could really stall your opponent.
Right. It could also help if you're about to knock out an opponent that has a weaker Pokemon in there. That way you can use that and take out the damage, and then when they attack you with their bigger Pokemon, you're taking 50 less damage.
Oh yeah.
Because you have 150 hit points, so that helps out quite a bit too. The second attack is Air Slash,
which was also on the Tranquill.
And it costs 3 colorless energy, but it does 150 damage, and then you discard an energy from this Pokemon. That's okay, because you can still do Daunt if you don't have the energy.
Yeah, and it's a pretty heavy hit to the attack. It's a heavy attack, so it would knock out a lot of other starter decks, or a lot of it'd do a fair amount of damage and a lot of Pokemon in standard right now.
Yeah, it would knock out just about almost every Pokemon that isn't a V or a GX of some sort. So it would knock out just about any type of Pokemon out there.
it's also resistant to fighting, so it also helps with setting up with the P-Delf.
Right, and then it's weak to electric. And I don't know if we talked about weakness, but weakness, if you get hit from that type of Pokemon, so if this Pokemon gets hit from an electric Pokemon, it does double damage. So instead of doing, if the Pokemon, for example, was doing 20 damage, it'd be doing 40 damage to us instead of the 20 damage. Or it'd be doing, if it was doing 30, it'd be doing 60. So that's how the weakness works.
Weakness is the worst.
Right. And resistance, it's saying it's negative 30, so
it subtracts 30 from the total damage done.
Right, and that's from a fighting Pokemon. So if you're fighting Pokemon, your opponent's fighting Pokemon is doing 60, it's really only doing 30. Now, if you did Daunt, then it would be doing 0 if it was a fighting type Pokemon. So that there is going to really help out quite a bit if you're playing against fighting type Pokemon. So that's all I really got to say about Unfizzant.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much more to say.
No, I think it's a great Pokemon. It seems like it works out in this deck real good.
Yeah, it's a good line. Next, we got Nosepass, who's fighting.
He's a funny looking Pokemon.
Yeah, I like Nosepass.
Yeah, he's a fighting, and he's 80 HP basic Pokemon. He's number 299.
The Compass Pokemon.
The Compass Pokemon.
He doesn't. Maybe his nose is the compass.
And here's a crazy thing. He's 3 feet 3 inches, but he's 213 pounds. 213.8 pounds. He's a heavy hitter.
He looks like a rock.
He does look like a rock.
With a nose and closed eyes.
But I mean, a lot of the fighting Pokemon are rock type. A lot of them look rockish,
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it makes sense. So, he got a big red nose, too. It's pretty interesting. So, with that, his first attack is for 1 colorless, which is Tackle. Does 10
Simple
damage.
enough.
It is simple enough, right? And then his second one is for 3 colorless, he does Rolling Tackle for 50.
He got a backspin on his tackle.
Yeah, so I don't... I see him being pretty good.
He has a retreat of 3, though, so that might slow him down.
It's
if you're trying to switch him out.
And he is fighting type Pokemon, so that does normally slow. Usually they have high retreat costs of fighting Pokemon. His weakness is Grass. Most fighting Pokemon are weak to Grass.
Or Psychic.
And I think we're playing, 2 of these in this deck? No, we're playing 3. So 3 of these in this deck. Once again, it is the starter deck, and this is how the deck comes pre-made from when you buy it. And then the next card that we're going to talk about is obviously the evolution to Nosepass. So
Probopass. He looks even funnier. And he looks like he has bigger eyes. His eyes are open.
Right? And his arms are like apart from his head, so but he is number 476, and he is 4'7", 749.6 pounds.
Wow, he's a big Pokemon.
Big Pokemon. Well, is he big?
He's heavy.
I mean, I stand 6 foot. He's only 4. He's only 4'7".
Yeah, but
so
I guess that's on average.
Right? On average. So let's go with his first attack, which is a metal type attack. And not that we really mentioned this before, but the Zacian deck is a metal based deck because Zacian himself is metal. So I know we've always talked about so far as normal type.
Yeah, colorless.
Colorless, and then we had the one fighting. Well, the fighting turns into a metal. So this is where we're at. The first one, metal type Pokemon.
Yeah, he has 140 HP.
140 HP.
And his first attack is Gravitational Drop. It does 10 damage, and if it does 30 more damage for each colorless and your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost.
Wow.
That could be tough.
Right? Because we're looking at his retreat cost of 4. So he's doing 30, 60, 90, 120.
Well, it's your opponent's active Pokemon.
Right. So if he was fighting against himself, he'd be doing 130 damage to Pokemon, the same type of Pokemon. But if you only have one, it only has one retreat cost, then he only does 40.
Yeah.
If there's no retreat cost, he's only doing 10.
That could definitely be buffed up though.
And it could definitely go either way.
Yeah.
There's a stadium that makes all your retreat cost 2.
Yeah, +2. I believe it's the Galar Mine, but I could be wrong.
And there's also a
the
Pokemon.
Absol.
Absol, yeah, that does. You have to add an extra retreat cost. So there are things that can actually buff up this Pokemon and this deck, so that it's a little better. So and then his second attack is 2 metal and 1 colorless, heavy impact for 120. Not quite as tough as the Unpheasant of 150, but still doing some serious damage at 120.
He was once weak to grass, but now he's resistant.
Right? Resistant to grass, but now weak to fire. So, and then he has a retreat cost of 4, which is really hard to get out of there. He must be in there to take some damage and hopefully let you set up for the rest of the game. So
yeah.
we play 2 of these in our deck. That's what our deck calls for, is 2. So we're going to be moving on to the next Pokemon,
which is a Galarian Meowth.
Also a basic Pokemon.
Steel at 70 HP.
Yeah. He's number 52.
Yeah. Well, that's in the Galarian Pokédex, not in the whole. Or maybe that's the number of a normal Meowth? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'd have to take a look at that. But
I think that's the number of
he's a
Meowth.
Scratch Cat Pokemon, a height of 1 foot 4 inches, and a weight of a whopping 16.5 pounds.
He's very small. He's very light compared to our Probopass.
Right? So then his first attack is for 1 colorless, Hone Claws. During your next turn, this Pokemon's slash attack does 60 more before applying weakness and resistance.
That could really help you out in a tough spot. Could be a game winner right there. If you got a extra turn, you could use your Hone Claws once, then end them with their next attack, which is Slash for a Steel and a Colorless, and it does 30 damage. So you could total that up to 90 damage with the Hone Claws.
Right, and that's gonna do pretty good for that. He's weak to fire, and he's resistant to grass. He's 1 retreat cost. I think he's a goofy looking Pokemon.
Oh yeah. He doesn't look a lot like the normal Meowth.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. So he's a
furball.
Yeah, he's more cartoony looking too.
Yeah.
So
we run in the deck. The deck runs for 3 of the Galarian Meowth.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
So I think that's it for him. He's a good Pokemon they have. It'll play out good in this deck. So we are going to move on to our next Pokemon, which I'm sure is going to be the evolution to him.
Yeah. So Galarian Berserker.
Right. So Meowth normally evolves into the Persian.
Yeah, that's the base Meowth.
Right. But now we're talking about a Galarian, and he goes into the Berserker. So he evolves from the Galarian Meowth, and he is number 853.
Yeah, so
the Viking Pokemon. He's a height of 2'7". He has a weight of 61.7 pounds.
He really gained a lot of weight.
He really jumped up there, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, but he's also a Steel type Pokemon.
The other Meowth, the Galarian Meowth, has the same number as the base set Meowth, this Generation 1 Meowth.
Right? So he's a Steel type Pokemon. So he also has Slash, so
it does 50 damage this time.
Right? So he does so for 1 Steel and 1 Colorless, he does Slash for 50. Now, if you've played Hone Your Claws and then you evolved, it would not carry over into the Slash.
No, it would not.
So It kind of strange. I think it should because it says slash. It doesn't say slash for. It's still the same Pokemon as far as I'm concerned, but it doesn't carry over.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a downfall. I think it's kind of lousy that they do it that way. Slash should be slash no matter what it is.
Oh yeah.
So.
Its second attack is Claw Dagger, and it for 2 steel and 1 colorless. It does. So you flip 3 coins, and it does 80 damage for each head. So it's based on luck.
Yeah, based on a coin flip. You can roll the dice too. That's another thing a lot of people do in competitive play. They roll dice instead of flipping a coin. I like the randomness of a coin bouncing, where dice is going to come up either heads or even or odds. Evens is always heads. Odds is always tails. So there is that option. If you can't flip the coin, roll the dice.
Yeah.
So
and he's also resistant to grass.
And weak to fire. So his retreat cost went up to 2 instead of the 1 that our Fred the Meowth was before. So that's kind of where that's at.
We run 2 copies of him in this deck.
2 copies of the Berserker. So the Berserker, he could really help out. They have a Berserker that's in the set prior to this, and just the Sword and Shield set, and he has an ability that allows all Steel Pokemon to get an extra 30 damage.
That sounds about right. It could be 20. It's around there.
It's either 20 or 30, and that's one of the cards that can be added in if you choose to do that.
20. It's 20 more.
So that so that's just another option of what you can switch up with the Pokemon cards. So just kind of giving that kind of other thought on what you could possibly do with the deck. Things you can add, things you can change. The next card we're gonna go with is the Zacian.
The star of the deck.
Yep, the big hitter of your deck.
He's another steel type with 120 HP.
Also a basic Pokemon.
Yeah. He's the warrior Pokemon. Number 888.
And he looks like a horse with a sword in his mouth.
I think he looks.
And wings.
Well, yeah, he's the hooves of
He does
the
have
horse.
the hooves, yeah.
But I mean, I think he looks more like a dog, I would say. Because he has the ears. I don't think they look like horse ears.
Alright, well, I mean, to each their own opinion, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
I think horses are more
So, anyways,
warriors.
as Nick was saying, that number 888, he has a height of 9 foot 2 inches and a weight of 782.6 pounds. So far, being
he's just
our
like
heaviest Pokemon in the deck so far.
Yeah.
I think the
he's
Probopass.
The tallest.
I think the Probopass is was only 400 or 741.
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean, wow.
He's big.
Yeah, he's a big boy. So then we got his first attack, which is one metal energy and 1 colorless energy, and it's called Energy Stream, which does 30 damage to your opponent's Pokemon, and you also get to attach a metal energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon.
That's a good motor for the deck. It could really help you set up your Pokemon.
Right?
So its second attack is Smashing Edge for 2 steel and a colorless. It does 120. And then you flip a coin. If tails, discard 2 energies from this Pokemon. So it goes good with the energy stream, because then you could just attach 1 more and then get 1 back.
Right? And then flip your coin again. So you're doing 30, then 120, 30, then 120. As long as you're getting your energy back out of your discard. That's one of the things that you have to watch and make sure you don't discard too many for other stuff in your deck. You want to try to save your energy for this Pokemon. So now,
a retreat of 2.
With retreat of 2. One of the things that we got is he has 120 HP. So some of our other Pokemon that we already shown in this deck or talked about in this deck, like the Unpheasant, he would be knocking this Pokemon out with one hit. And so with the Probopass, yeah, he would definitely be knocking him out one hit too.
We do run 2 copies of this in this deck.
Yep, 2 copies of the Zacian in this deck. Like we said, it is a pre-made deck. This isn't a deck list that we made. This is a deck list that is just made from Pokemon, and you can go and buy it at just about any store right now. So the next one, the next card we got here is now we're gonna get into our trainers and our supporters, our items, our what else? Tool cards. So you got 3 basic type of trainers. You got items, tools, and supporters. Supporters you can only play 1 of per turn, and a item you can play as many as you want on your turn. Now, I don't know. We didn't really talk about how a deck is constructed. You can only have 4 of one card in a deck. That's why you don't hear us mentioning, oh yeah, we got 10 of these Great Balls in our deck, or we got, you can only have the max. You can only have 4 of a card in your deck.
With a max of 60 cards total.
Right. So it's a 60 card deck with a max max of any one card can only be 4.
Yes.
So looking at the Great Ball here, this is our first item.
It's a good card to just have if you're starting off and put it in your deck. I mean, you should run quite a few. It helps you to get your Pokemon out fairly quickly.
Right, we only run 2 in this deck, but this is definitely a card that could be you could play a full play set of 4. Play set would be 4 in a deck. There's no reason why you wouldn't want to, especially in decks where you need to get your Pokemon out. And what you do with the Great Ball is you play it, and you look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Pokemon you find there. Now, when it says Pokemon, it means you can get a basic or an evolution. It doesn't have to be any one type. It could be a V. It could be a V. It could be a V Max. It could be a GX. It could be any type of Pokemon. Yeah. That's what's great about the Great Ball. Because so you can pick your Pokemon and then put it in your hand. You got to reveal it and you put it in your hand, and then you shuffle your deck. All the other cards back into your deck. But you get 1 Pokemon, so that's great. You trade a Great Ball for a Pokemon that you need.
Yeah, and like I think that if it's quite a good advantage just to get any Pokemon you want from the top 7, because some cards like the Quick Ball only lets you get a basic Pokemon.
Right, and then it does say right on the trainer card here, you may play any number of item cards during your turn. So that means if you got all item cards in your hand, you can play them all. So with that being said, we're going to move on to our next trainer card,
which is the Metal Saucer,
which is another item.
Which I think it's another motor. I think it really helps out the deck because it lets you Hold on, we lost it.
Well, the Metal Saucer lets you. You get to get a metal energy out of your discard and put it on a metal Pokemon. So whatever metal Pokemon you have, you can attach it to them.
So it's pretty tough because it's another motor, and it really helps out the deck.
Right. So that being said, it's a great card for almost any metal deck. Something that you want to play 4 of, because you could play something like a Quick Ball that'll you discard a card, you could discard the energy, and then you could play the Metal Saucer.
Yeah, it goes good with Zacian's attack too.
Yeah, so Zacian's discarding energy. You can load up your second Zacian on the bench so that you can start using it with the Metal Saucer.
Yeah. So our next trainer or item is the Pokemon Catcher.
Oh, right. Good one.
Yeah, and it lets you flip a coin if heads switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one of their active Pokemon. So this could be a make or break card for the game.
Right. So it gets you in that position where you got to flip a coin again or roll a dice. It does say in competitive play that you're allowed to roll the dice instead of flip a coin. The thing is that you have 50-50 chance of switching your opponent. It could help you, to win the game, where you switch them in so you can knock out for your last prize card, or you could flip and not do that, and then you could go the opposite way, and they can end up winning the game too. So, like Nick said, it could be a make or break card. You could also use it just to save you.
Yeah.
You're at the end of you're gonna get attacked, and you're gonna get knocked out by their Pokemon. You bring in the Pokemon catcher. You bring in something that they have no energy on, so that you can stay alive another round.
Oh yeah.
So,
a very good card to have.
Definitely a good card to have.
So our next card is a classic. It's the Switch.
Classic. It's been around since base set. The Switch. It's always been there to play.
Yeah, and it does exactly what its name is. It lets you switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon.
Enough said on that. It's a great looking picture too. I like the new art to it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
2 Pokeballs. Definitely a good one.
And you run 2 copies of the Switch in your deck.
Yep, 2 copies for this deck, so it's a good one.
Yeah.
So.
Next we have.
My favorite card ever. Pokemon decide to name a card after me. This is fantastic.
Oh yeah, Dan.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like you though.
No, it doesn't look like me at all. But I wish I had that shirt. That's a pretty neat looking shirt.
That is a cool looking shirt.
So, but it's Dan is a supporter. And it does say right on the card you may play 1 supporter card during your turn. So that means you can only play 1. With the new standard rules that they have in Pokemon, if you play first, you can't play supporter.
Which is ridiculous, but
yeah, it's the new rules that they have, and I don't know why they came up with that, but that's what it is, and it's a pretty fun card. This is more of a fun card. It's a kind of that classic Misty's Duel card.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan too. What it says is draw 2 cards, and you and your opponent play rock, paper, scissors until someone wins. If you win, draw 2 more cards. Now, the old Misty's Duel was the same thing. You played rock, paper, scissors, but if you won, you got to draw 5 new cards. You shuffle your hand, and if your opponent won, they got to draw 5 new cards and shuffle their hands. So it's a little different from the classic, but it's still the same fun rock, paper, scissors, which you're probably going to see it a lot in tournament play because people are just going to have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be a good one to do, and
I'd put this in my deck instead of the Coach Trainer. I'd rather play rock, paper, scissors than be guaranteed the 2 extra cards, but that's just me.
Yeah, and there's definitely going to be some dice rolling. There's going to be a dice rolling option too. So, we'll see how it plays out. But good looking card. One of my favorites, Dan.
Yeah.
Good one.
We also run 2 copies of this card.
2 copies of Dan. Okay.
Right.
Now on to our next card.
Hop. Now Hop, he's been renamed. Well, the card itself has been renamed quite a bit. And he just lets you draw 3 cards.
Right? Nice and simple. You need cards? Draw 3. This could be better than Dan, just because you get the 3 cards automatically. You get 1 less than you could possibly get 1 more or 1 less.
It's
it all depends. But it is a good one to play. This is great for people in their starting deck, so they can draw some cards to get some stuff.
You run 4 of this one, which is quite a bit, which is a lot, I think.
Right, that's the most you can play in a deck is 4.
Yeah.
So you're talking about 4. That's the max. It's maxed out for the deck. Hop, nice and easy.
Simple name too.
Simple name. Letters. Does exactly nice easy concept. 3 cards. That's what you can draw.
So next we have the Poké Kid, and I think he's very helpful. Because
what fun looking art that is too.
Oh yeah.
I really like that. The little kid in the Pikachu pajamas or costume. What do you want to call it? Costume or pajamas?
They look like pajamas to me.
Okay, so we'll say they're Pikachu pajamas. It's more like a onesie type of Pikachu pajamas.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Definitely a good one.
Yeah, and so it lets you search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So this is a supporter, so it's better than the Great Ball because it lets you choose whatever you want, and you're not limited to the top 7 cards. But it's also a supporter, and you could only play one per turn. So
Right. So if you're desperate for that Pokemon, you need to have your evolution to bring into the game, so you do that damage. You want to play your Pokekid. If you just need another Pokemon to have out there, Great Ball is probably a better choice. You throw your Great Ball. If you're still not getting the Pokemon you need out of your Great Ball, save the Pokekid for when you need that Pokemon to play. You want to pull your Zacian, or you want to play your
Unpheasant.
Your Unpheasant. You need to. This is the card that you need to play. Something that you need to get out to get your Pokemon that you need out on your hand, out in your deck, out on your field to play.
Oh yeah.
So definitely go with that.
Yeah. So next we have Professor's Research.
Right. So Professor's Research, it's a supporter. This is Professor Magnolia, actually, is who it is. And what you get to do is you discard your hand, which means you put it all into your discard pile, and then you draw 7 new cards. So if your hand is really just garbage, you want to get rid of it, you play a Professor's Research. Or, if you have no cards in your hand because you've played them all, you played all your items, draw 7 new cards. Definitely a great thing to do.
Yeah, this card has been renamed quite a bit too.
Right? There's been different types of Professor's Research, but this is our current one that we have now.
It's just a really good card.
It is a really good card, so I really like it. So
there's 2 in the deck.
2 in the deck. Yep, definitely worth getting just for the 2, if nothing else. It could be played in a lot of different decks. It's seen a lot of play in standard rotation and in meta, which a lot of people are playing it because
it's a tough card.
It's a real tough card. You got 1 card in your hand to discard. You know, if you got that one metal energy in your hand and you discard it and you draw 7 new cards and then you get a metal saucer, you can put that energy that you just discarded onto your Pokemon and you can start attacking. I mean, you go pull a switch in with 7 cards. I mean, there's so many options of what you can do with a card like this and how it'll help you to win the game. You know, you could be thinking that you don't have enough energy, and then you could draw 2 metal saucers, and you could have discarded 2 energies. You get these metal saucers out, you get the energies on your Pokemon, could win you the game.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those top tier winning game cards.
Yeah, you should put it in like most of the decks that you make if you have extras to spare, which a lot of times I feel like we don't.
Right, but with this pre-made deck, it's definitely worth picking up this pre-made deck, even if you're just picking up for the Professor's Magnolias. Now, they're definitely great cards.
Yeah, I think the singles might be cheaper, though. I could be wrong.
Well, you get all the other cards, too. So
yeah.
Definitely helps.
So next is the Sonia, and we already went over what she did because we got the reverse holo, but we can go over her again because she's a tough card. So you search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, then put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck.
Now let's take a look back at that the one we got out of the pack. Grab the one that we got out of the pack.
All right.
So looking at the one in the pack, and like you said, the reverse holo, real nice. The one in the set, not reverse holo, just kind of okay.
Yeah.
So, cool.
This is only basic energy, basic Pokemon.
Basic Pokemon or basic energy. So that's what we're looking at. You can't get one of each. You have to get 2 basic Pokemon, or you have to get 2 basic energy. Now it's nice for this deck because you got the Zacian, he's basic. You got the P-Dove, he's basic.
The Hawlucha.
The Meowth, and if you get this,
and the Nosepass too.
Yeah, and if you get this for your first turn, you get to play a supporter. This is a great starting supporter to play. Get your basic Pokemon out or get some energy out. If you have a lot of energy in your hand, then use it to get a Pokemon. If you have a lot of Pokemon in your hand, Use it to get the energy. Like we said, you have to play one or the other. You can't play both. So that's all I really got to say about that one.
Yeah, and then that's the last supporter. Then there's just 18 basic steel energies.
So basic steel basic energy. That's what's going to come in the set. So that's what you're going to get in the Zacian set. You're also going to get
cardboard damage counters.
Yeah, you'll get cardboard damage counters. You'll get 12, 10. You get 4 50s and 200s. And you can punch those all out and use those as your damage counters. We just use dice as damage counters for when we play.
Yep.
Most people use dice as damage counters. They work just as good.
They work better.
Yeah, right. They do work better. These
they're hard to pick up, and then they're thick cardboard, but they're just annoying to keep.
Right, and they're hard to they fall all over the place. They get lost easy. Not the best choice. It's better to get dice from some sort.
Most likely from an elite trainer box.
Yeah, you can also go to a dollar store and pick up dice.
Yes.
They usually have them there, but the elite trainer box, like we said, they do have them. Then you'll also get a copy of the Quick Start Rulebook.
Just goes over how to play.
Right, goes over a lot of tips on how to play, how to set up your deck, how to set up your board. It's good to look over and know what you're doing there.
A paper placemat for your cards.
Right, this is important if you're just starting on how to play. This is just a one-sided play mat for one particular player.
Which
the ones they used to fold out for both players, so they'd have one for you and they'd have one side for your opponent. Now this is just a playmat for you. Now what it has on the playmat, it has Zacian on there, which let me tell you,
really nice.
That looks really cool. He does have hooves more than dog claws, but
they look
that's not the point. I guess possibly, but then it tells you how to play, what you can do during your turn. So I'm going to read through that real quick so everybody knows. At the beginning of your turn, draw a card. You must do this at the beginning of every turn. Number 2, put a basic Pokemon onto your bench. As many as you want. Well, it says as many as you want, but you're only allowed 5.
Yeah, your max is 5.
5 on the bench. Because that's what it says right here. It says your bench can hold up to 5 Pokemon. All Pokemon put here must start as a basic. All right. So then, step 3 would be attach one energy card to one of your Pokemon only once per turn. Step 4, retreat your active Pokemon only once per turn. Now you don't have to retreat.
Yeah, in the order you don't have to attach first. I mean, you could do this in pretty much any order.
Right. So if you decide to attach your energy, then put down a basic Pokemon, it doesn't matter. If you decide to retreat later on, you're okay to do that. But you do all this stuff on your turn. It doesn't have to be in this order. Now it says, number 5, it says evolve Pokemon as many as you want. Now you can't evolve a Pokemon on the first turn that it comes into play.
Or on your first turn.
So, yeah, or on your first turn. So if you put a Pokemon down on the bench, you can't put the evolution right on top of it that same turn. You got to wait till your opponent plays, and then you get your turn to play again. Then you can play your evolution. And then step 6, you may play your trainer cards. And it says as many as you want, but only one supporter card per turn. And we talked about that too.
Yep.
So I think that's pretty self-explanatory there. And then 7, attack with your active Pokemon. If you cannot attack, tell your opponent your turn is over.
So you always want to attack last.
Yes, attacking ends your turn. Now, the way you do attack is you got to have the amount of energy that it costs for that attack, which we went over a lot of those costs throughout this podcast. We talked about how Zacian needs 2 or 3 energies to attack. So you can only put 1 energy on per turn. So that means you put 1 on the first turn, and then you got to wait till your second turn to put your second one on to do an attack. Yeah. So maybe to start, you want to go with a Pokemon that only needs 1 energy in your active, so you can get that first attack off.
Oh yeah, that's probably, well, you would want, if with this deck specifically, I'd say you want to start with the P-Dove to get all your Pokemon out that you want.
Right? That'll help you quite a bit to get
Yeah.
you started. And then it looks like, also looking at this placemat, it shows where you put your 5 prize cards.
6.
Your 6 prize cards. And that's the way you win the game. That's one of the ways you can win the game. By taking all your prize cards. That's one way of winning the game. Another way you can win the game is if your opponent draws out their whole deck and has no more cards left.
Yes, when they can't draw.
When they can't draw any more cards. And then the other way you can win is if you knock out all your opponent's Pokemon. So if they only have one active Pokemon, you knock it out because they have no more bench. Then you win because they have no more Pokemon.
That's the worst way to lose, if you ask me.
And that's what we don't want. So with this deck, you shouldn't have that problem. You should be able to get something out. With the Sonia will help. With the Great Ball, with the Pokekid, you got a lot of builders to build your bench and your active Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then the other thing they have on here, they have obviously the 5 spots for your bench. They also have a spot for your deck, and they have a spot for your discard pile. Now this is set up, and this is how it would be as if you were in tournament too. So if you were playing in tournament, that's how you would set up your cards to play in a tournament. Now flipping this mat over,
It's a poster.
It's a poster, yeah, and it's really cool because it has Zacian on one side and has Zamazenta on the other side, and it says Sword and Shield Rebel Clash. Really, really cool.
Yeah, it's the same on the rules.
Same on the rules.
The rules is vertical and the poster is horizontal.
Yeah, definitely really cool. So that is another thing that you get in with the deck. So those are the first 3 things you get in the deck. And then you also get,
it looks like a strategy guide. Whoa, it introduces the deck. You get a paper that introduces the deck, and it gives you strategies on how to play the deck. So the first one is Speed of Metal, and it says normally you're limited to attaching just 1 energy card per turn. Metal Saucer gives you a boost, allowing you to attach metal energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched metal type Pokemon. Zacian's energy stream attack has a similar effect to power itself up. This helps you to use those big attacks faster. And next is the One Strike KO. Unpheasant is your heavy hitter. It has 150 HP and the big air slash attack that does 150 damage. That's enough to take down a lot of Pokemon in a single attack.
right? We were talking about that on Pheasant, how he's that kind of Pokemon.
Yeah. That's what he's in there for, I feel like. And then they have Plan B at the ready. Probopass, Galarian, Berserker, and Hawlucha can serve as valuable backup options when the time is right. Keep an eye out for when they might be useful. So they serve their purpose in the starter deck, I guess.
Right.
And then Catcher sows some chaos. While trainer cards are important for any deck success, this deck tends to be a little bit more aggressive. Lean into that direction and use your Pokemon Catcher to go after opponent's benched Pokemon before it's ready to attack you.
Right, and we were kind of saying that too. Bring that in so you don't get hammered with someone that's, he needs 2 more energies to do his damage. Bring him in and kill him before he can kill you.
Yeah, that's simple enough. And then on the back, it's a complete deck list of the entire set of Rebel Clash.
Great. So that's something you can look at too. Start marking off the cards you get in Rebel Clash so that you have all the cards and
then you got a complete set.
Have fun playing the deck too. So the other thing it comes with is special condition cards. It comes with a card that tells you what special conditions are. We're not going to go over that. And it tells you what you can do on your turn. One of the special conditions is burned. Another one is asleep and paralyzed. And
poison
then there's poison and confused. Right. And so, those things you can look over all on your own. This deck also comes with a code card.
Yes.
that you can put in on your Pokemon game, and then you can start to alter it all you want on the uh, on the online game.
Yeah.
The nice thing about the online game is you can put these decks in and alter them however you want. Try them out, see how you like it.
Yeah.
Add a Zacian V in to this deck. Will it help? Sure.
Yeah,
It might make
really.
the deck really good. It might not do anything for the deck.
Yeah, and if you're just starting off, I recommend trying to focus it around the Probopass, because that could be a force to be reckoned with its Gravity Slam or whatever it's called.
Right. So this deck you could probably buy just about anywhere. Walgreens, Walmart, Target, just about anywhere they'll have
Yeah.
Pokemon cards. It's great starter deck. It's something that you could play if you're starting out. If you want to try to get someone interested to play with you, have them buy one deck, you buy the other deck, play against each other. It's great to play with your parents too. If you can get your parents to play, yeah, I love to play.
Yeah.
It's a great thing to do. Kills a lot of time. It's a lot of fun. Um, having a fun deck like this is a great way to go.
Yeah.
So I don't think really have too much more about the deck. I'm happy. I'm real happy with the deck. I think it's a great deck.
Yeah, I think it's worth like the $15 that it costs.
Yeah, something like that. So what we want to end with put some comments in we have this posted on YouTube and on SoundCloud, and post something in the comments to say what energy you think we pulled.
Yeah.
If you think we pulled the right energy, we'll let you know. We'll see your comments and we'll say what it is, and you'll get the prize of the pack.
Yeah. Well, online at least.
Yeah, the online pack. So that's all I got for today.
Oh wait, what's our Twitter again? Or is it Instagram? Instagram, yes.
Our Instagram is HappyVana2020. You can post on there too if you feel that's a better way of communicating.
Yes.
But we'd like to see them on both. If there's anything you want us to talk about that you think we missed from this or any other podcast, just post it on Instagram or on our YouTube channel. We'd be happy to talk about it and see what we can do to comment and make a good podcast about that too.
Yeah, and make sure to add us as a friend online too. I'll put our friend name in the description for you to add us.
Sounds great. That's all I got for today.
All right. I'm Nick.
I'm Dan.
This is Happy Vanas Pokemon.
All right.